Hello and welcome to Guy Logic. My name is Temco and today we're taking a look at the Lunar Steam sale. So we've picked out 10 games we feel are 100% worth your time and effort. These are big discounts or very interesting games with some minor discounts, and overall I think these are the 10 games that shine through in this specific Steam sale. So this Steam sale is lasting until February 12th, 2016, so you still have a couple of days left on it. So in no particular order, we are going to head off the Steam sale with Alien Isolation. This game is a very solid tribute to the Alien license. It is terrifying, it is beautiful, and it is a superb horror experience. If you've always been a fan of the Alien franchise, then this is a game that fits that thematic, horrifying feel you get from Alien. The visuals are great, the environments are designed in such a way as to be like the first original movies, so they really fit quite a bit, and they really use sound and theme to make everything amazingly well done. The AI is very unpredictable, as you would expect from a horror game, and there is some crafting and stuff you can use for gadgets and the like. So overall, a very compelling Alien experience. Swiftly moving on to a completely different type of game is Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, and I just can't keep recommending this game any less. It is so very good. It's a tale about two brothers that are trying to help someone, and anything I say would really be spoiling the story. But they have combined a way of using your controls in such an amazing combination that it really feels as if the game is an experience and not so much as if you're smashing buttons and actions are happening. You're actually feel as if you're involved in the game itself, and that is really good. It's a very short game, about 2 to 3 hours of game time, but then again it's only €1.50 with this Steam sale. Oh, and before I forget, you do need a controller to play this game. Mouse and keyboard just is not finely crafted at all, so definitely need a controller. If you don't like that, skip this game no matter how good it is. But honestly, even I've plugged in a controller for this game. Moving swiftly on is Divinity 2, the Developer's Cut Edition. Now Divinity, you might have known from Divinity Original Sin or Divinity Dragon Commander. Well, Divinity 2 is from the same studio who have made all the Divinity games, and this is Divinity 2. It's a RPG where you are a Dragon Knight. It's a very extensive role-playing game that does very many things right, and a couple of things not so much. If you enjoy the game progression where you level up, you become a dragon, you explore rich worlds, and you have a open area to fly around and fight things in, then this is definitely a game for you. Do keep in mind, the end of the game is very disappointing with a very subpar boss fight. But up to that point, the game is pretty amazing. Then coming up next is Assassin's Creed Black Flag, my personal favorite out of all the Assassin's Creed games, mostly because it is the least Assassin's Creed of the Assassin's Creed games. Yes indeed, play a pirate in this amazing RPG. And if you don't know what Assassin's Creed is all about up to now, you have been living under a very comfortable rock. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is on sale for a 75% discount, bringing it down to €5. Go to the Caribbean, pirate, sail ships, blow up buildings. It's Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It's pretty good. Next up, Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of Mordor came out with a bit of a hub because there were some marketing scheme practices by Warner Bros. That were not exactly ethical. And honestly, there was no need to. Shadow of Mordor is an amazing title, and if you have any love for Middle-earth or Lord of the Rings in general, you will absolutely adore the setting of this game. As for gameplay, it plays like a very finely tuned version of Arkham Knight with better graphics. And if you like this kind of combat style Arkham Knight has, then you will absolutely love the combat in Shadow of Mordor. As for story and progression, it's Lord of the Rings, more or less. The world's the same epic scale, the same epic ideas. The story is really finely crafted, but really sets this game forth as a very interesting title is the Nemesis system, which is where enemy troops get promoted to generals, and if they kill you, they get promoted again, and they fight amongst each other, and you can interact with them and have your own agents in place that help you defeat higher ranked enemies, and so on. So it has sort of a game in a game moment in there. It's very finely crafted, so if you like RPGs, if you like combat mechanics like Arkham Knight, and if you have any desire to see anything of Middle-earth at all, then Shadow of Mordor is 100% worth picking up. The cave feat here though, even with 75% off, the game still ends you up at €12.50 for the Game of the Year edition and €10 for the regular edition, though I do recommend getting the Game of the Year edition. Coming up is Sid Meier's Civilizations 5. Now yes, there has been a newer game out since then in Beyond Earth, but honestly, Civ 5 with the expansions for Brave New Worlds, Gods and Kings, it is a much better title. It is plain and simple a much better title. Getting the complete edition might be worth it for €1.50 more at €10, otherwise it is €7.50. And Civ 5 is a grand strategy civilization game. Build cities, build zones, control armies, and take over your enemies, either peacefully or not so peacefully. It's all up to you. It is a long-running series, and if you have any desire to know what Civ is about, you will already know what it is. It is really good, and it is only €7.50. Pick it up if you haven't. It is worth your time. And it's a time sink as well, because as of this counting, I've put around 200 hours into this game, which isn't healthy, but it's addictive. And a Warmonger Gandhi is fun, to say the least. So check it out on Steam. Halfway through this list is gonna come out a game nobody expected. I'm talking about The Witcher 3. Okay, I lied. Everybody expected this at 50% off. Now, not the biggest discount, they're only bringing this game down to €30. I still felt like mentioning this title because even with The Witcher 3 only being down 50%, the game is just that good. It is my favorite game of last year, of 2015. And the expansion that came out added a nice little chunk of gameplay to it as well. And another expansion coming up later this year is going to add the same. It's an amazing title and an amazing game overall. Well worth the over 200 hours I have put into it so far. So if that isn't endorsement, I don't know what is. We're going to almost wrap up this list with The Wolf Among Us, a Telltale series title. The Wolf Among Us is a point and click, sort of, with quick time events, sort of. It's a Telltale game. They tell a story. You are more observer than player. There are some events, and depending on how fast you react, certain things in the story unfold further. If you enjoy stories, and if you enjoy the Fables comic, which is from DC Comics, then this is definitely for you. It's a very interesting universe with some branching dialogue, I would say. The branching dialogue is more in terms of that you either pick the first choice or you wait and see what happens and see if you have a second choice available, and then you wait and see what happens with the quick time event, and then if you have a third choice available, and so on. Now, obviously, if you wait very long, you never know exactly what the best choice is you have, so this gives a bit of variety and gameplay perspective there. Bringing this story mode game some replayability, which most Telltale games do not. So yeah, if you like story-based game that's more narrative driven than anything else with some random interactions where you can pick and choose, then The Wolf Among Us, it is pretty good. Check it out. Next coming up is The War of Mine. Most games try to make you be the soldier. Some other games try to make you feel the horror as a soldier. This War of Mine makes me depressed. You're a group of survivors trying to survive a war, and you don't have food. You probably won't have water. You definitely don't have electricity. And the only actual way to survive is either to rob other survivors of the war and band together, or kill people and steal their stuff. And then maybe survive. And maybe you'll get attacked by looters and you have to kill someone. And your people will get depressed. And maybe they'll get suicidal. And, you know, war. It's not really good. And this War of Mine portrays that in a really good way. So, this War of Mine, not fun, but definitely great. To end on a lighter note though, Undertale, the game that lets you finish itself without having to kill anyone. If you really want to. You can kill them, you just don't have to. It's really hard to explain Undertale without spoiling it. It's been a very hyped up game over the last couple of years, and Undertale lives up to that hype, but it doesn't explain how, really. Well, the main reason how is that it allows you to merge your gameplay perspectives together with the UI that fights with you. Everything in the game is an experience. Every little piece of crafted gameplay is amazing. There is nothing in the game that falls flat. All the jokes are spot on. All the combat or interactions or UI, they're all finely crafted into what they could be. Yes, the game doesn't look great. Yes, it has very weird graphics, and that's part of it. That's part of the game. This game has been given overwhelming support over the last year, and it is definitely well deserved. Now, the game never was very expensive, coming in at 10 euros. But with a 20% discount, we felt it should be included in this list for 8 euros. Because let's be honest, 8 euros is what you would pay to go to a movie theater. And Undertale will give you an experience much better than any movie could. Which brings us to the end of this list over here on Guy Logic. If you like any of these games, you can check the description below for links directly to their Steam pages, and you can see the trailers and the like for yourself. If you're unsure on a game, definitely check out some of extensive reviews that are available over here on YouTube, over on Steam, over on other places. Do your research before buying a game. I recommend all of these games from personal experience, but as always, my experience and my preferences may differ from yours. So, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, press that like button. If you didn't like this video, press that dislike button and tell us what you would like us to do different by leaving a comment. If you want to see more content like this here on the channel, press that subscribe button and we will deliver. And we will see you next time right here on Guy Logic.